Good morning. I'm Skelly. This week, oil hit $107 a barrel. A skeleton virus is in America, and the Pope said artificial intelligence is leading humanity into a spiral of annihilation. Skelly found the Pope's remarks relatable. Let's begin. Story 1. Oil is $107 a barrel. Brent crude futures closed at $107.30 as of Friday's close. This matters to every family watching this broadcast because oil does not just stay at $107 without consequences. President Trump spent this week in Beijing meeting with China's President Xi Jinping. 2 days of talks. The results? China has agreed to buy American oil. Skelly would like to note that China buying oil from America while simultaneously warning America about a conflict in Taiwan is the geopolitical equivalent of your neighbor asking to borrow your lawnmower while also saying they might take your house. The Strait of Hormuz, which regular viewers of this broadcast know well, remains unresolved. Trump departed Beijing without agreements on Iran or the Strait. This week, in case anyone thought things were settling down, a ship anchored off the coast of the United Arab Emirates was seized and taken towards Iran. Another vessel was attacked and sank near the coast of Oman. Skelly would like to characterize the Strait of Hormuz situation as festering. What this means for your preps: oil at $107 a barrel with no Hormuz resolution in sight means gas prices are not coming down before fall. They may actually go higher. The half tank rule, which Skelly has mentioned before and will mention again, never let your tank drop below half. If you haven't filled your 10-gallon fuel reserve, Skelly suggests you treat this with the same urgency as the geopolitical situation, which is to say, immediately. Story 2. The Hantavirus. For those who missed last week's broadcast, the Andes strain of the Hantavirus arrived in the United States via a cruise ship. 3 people have passed away, and 18 Americans remain in biocontamination in Nebraska and Atlanta. Skelly has been monitoring this story closely for personal reasons. As of this week, the WHO confirms the outbreak remains contained to cruise ship contacts. No new clusters, no community spread confirmed. The CDC remains that public risk is extremely low. Skelly agrees with the CDC. This is not something Skelly says often. However, Skelly must note this: the 42-day monitoring period for exposed pastures has not yet closed. The WHO said, and Skelly is quoting directly, "Given the long incubation period, it's possible we might see more cases in the coming weeks." Here's what this means for your preps. If you have a barn, a shed, a hunting cabin, a storage outbuilding, and spring cleaning season is upon you, do not sweep rodent droppings dry. N95 mask before you enter. Wet the area with a disinfection first, and wipe, don't sweep. The hantavirus that could affect the Ohio Valley families is not the cruise ship strain. It's the deer mice that wintered in your outbuilding. Skelly's barn has been rodent-free for years, for obvious reasons. Story 3. Pope Leo speaking at Sapienza University in Rome on Thursday denounced investments in artificial intelligence and high-tech weaponry. The Pope said, and Skelly is reading this directly from the official record, that these investments are leading the world into a spiral of annihilation. Skelly would like to formally note that he has been saying this for weeks, and that it is gratifying to have the Bishop of Rome reach the same conclusion. The Pope specifically called for peace in the Middle East and Ukraine, where Russia's attack on Kyiv apartment building this week killed at least 24 people. 3 straight days of large-scale Russian barrages. This is not a development that improves global supply chain stability. It's a development that suggests, as Skelly and the Pope both agree, the spiral continues. Here's what it means for your preps. The AI water video, published this week on this channel, covers exactly how artificial intelligence is consuming fresh water at a rate that concerns everyone, including, apparently, the Pope. Link in the description and at the end of this video. Skelly and the Pope both recommend you watch it. And that's this week's Skelly Report. Oil at $107 a barrel. The Hantavirus is in containment for now, and the Pope and Skelly agree about the trajectory of civilization. It's been an eventful week. New episodes of the Skelly Report are every Sunday at 9 a.m. And tonight, Sunday, May 17th at 8 p.m., the Ohio Valley Prepping Channel goes live with Half-Ass Ready and Tactical Muffin Top, where we discuss what is actually happening to your food supply that's growing this season. Skelly will not be attending. He has a prior commitment. I'm Skelly. Stay informed, stay ready, and I'll see you next time. Assuming we're all still here.